It has been a while since I uploaded to the YouTube, but here we are with a new game mode in Pokemon TCG Live, introducing Build and Battle, a new game mode. So, if you've been following my channel for a number of years, you might remember that in the days of Pokemon TCG Online, something I liked to do a lot was spend a lot of time understanding the theme deck format, uploading videos, all to do with the pre-constructed sealed theme decks that we used to get. I have a lot of nostalgia for the old theme decks. They really got you to think about certain concepts in the Pokemon TCG which are maybe lost in formats where you have high power draw, high power abilities and search and all that sort of thing. They really put a lot of emphasis on playing to your outs and playing to your odds and all of that sort of thing. So I'm really excited to try this out. So the build and battle mode, from my very basic understanding, is that you get a kit, you build your deck, and then you enter a run where you try and win games with your deck, trying to win as many as you can. Because the rewards that you get from playing in the build and battle mode on your run with the deck that you built improve with every win that you get. My understanding also is that it uses a particular token called an event token, I think, to pay for your entry for every playthrough with your build and battle kits. And you can't enter a build and battle kit event without one of those tokens. The goal, or what you should aim for, is to try and win 3, I believe. If you win 3 out of your 5 games, you'll be able to earn a token back. And so the idea is that you can, if you're good enough, you could go infinite and then just build out your collection of the set by doing the build and battle kit games over and over. So I'm excited to give it a try because it's very reminiscent of playing the theme decks of yesteryear. And there's a reward for getting good at it too. If you're a newer player and you're trying to build out your collection, or maybe you're trying to farm packs in order to try and open the really nice rare art cards, then this might be the way to do it. Anyway, we're going to jump in and we'll see what it's like. So I've loaded in, we've got 10 event tokens, and the interface has changed to have the build and battle menu option here on the right. So it tells me that it ends in a week and 6 days. So I think what that means is you've got this time frame to complete the 5 games. So the other cool thing about this format is that the games that you have to play kind of like asynchronous, or not asynchronous, but it's on demand, right? With this, you queue up, you hit play, and then it will just match you up with presumably somebody on the same win record as you, and then you just play your game out. So it's really cool. You can sort of just like play the games when it suits you to play, but you do have this time limit to finish them in, if I'm reading it correctly. So it says build a deck with a build and battle box, battle against other trainers, and earn rewards. Pretty simple. Let's try it out. Our first run appears to be free as well. Are you sure you'd like to begin? This may require exchanging event tokens. So it says here free, so we'll see first of all if it subtracts it or not. Here's the transaction. Let's see. I'm so excited. What are we going to get? Ampharos. Okay, so if you have the same number of cards as your opponent, do 80 more. Flashing Bolt is 140. So pretty strong, although you can't use the attack on successive turns. Let's see what we got. So it runs Emolga. And it's also... Hey, I like this this viewer. Look at this. Why can't this be default? This view is great. This is how it should be for the regular deck viewer. So, minor errand running to get the energies to hand. Sky Return lets you deny prizes with the Emolga, which is kind of cool. You're like, the dream would be to take a KO with Sky Return and then it goes into hand. And then a 4/3/3 line of Ampharos. This Flaffy is really interesting because it has Disconnect as the attack. So, Buddy Poffin, Pokepad, really good for getting your Pokemon out. Rare Candy here as well to get an Ampharos into play a little bit quicker. Switch Can't Hurt in a deck full of 2 retreat cost Pokemon. Ultra Ball is very flexible, but in this deck, you would hope that it was just a 4th Poképad, but that's alright. Canary, you gotta discard a card from your hand, but you get to search your deck for 4 lightning Pokemon and put them straight to hand, so pretty powerful search. We like Dawn, of course, being able to get the 1, 2, 3 of your evolution line, Judge. Lily, we got Surfer for a bit of flexibility, maneuverability, and 11 lightning energy. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so, of course, that's not all with the Build and Battle Kit. You get packs with it too. I don't know how many you get though. Is it 2 or is it 4? Or is it 3? Let's have a look. 4 packs. That's a lot. Another 40 cards to work with. So let's have a look. Full Art Froakie. Okay. Another Flaffy. Alright. Rubbish. Energy removal on a coin flip. Jet of Ink. What does this do? During your opponent's next turn, if the defending Pokemon tries to use an attack, they have to flip 2 coins, and if either are tails, the attack doesn't happen. Not bad. Not bad. Skuntank. Smash turn. So it can preserve the energy that you invest on it, which is kind of cool, but hard to say whether it's going to be good or not. Sudowoodo, Trials and Tribulations. Search your deck for up to 2 Transformation Tome cards and put them into your hand and shuffle your deck. Interesting. That's the one that lets you... It's got like a Thornton or Ninja Boy aspect to it, I think, that card. You got to play them together. Psy Protection. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from Pokemon that have an ability. Ooh, that could be potentially difficult to play around in this format, but we'll see. Ange Fluette. You can play this, put this card into play if you discard a Prism Tower in play, and you can put this card into play during the same turn that you play Prism Tower. Mega Fluette gets an extra 150 HP. That's a cool card. I've never seen a stadium do that. That's really interesting. Cinccino EX. If any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks, if any damage is done by attacks, flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. Oh, we gotta get a Minccino. We gotta get a Cinccino into this deck. That seems so good. I can't wait to play this because you're gonna see like the O cards that everybody gets that they try and just like jam into their deck. So the people who go 5 wins are going to have like ridiculous decks. Yeah, Cinccino seems so good. Gentle Slap, Sharp Fin, got Ferroseed here, Golbat. Prevent damage done to this Pokemon by basic Pokemon. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Alright. Iceberg Breaker. Discard top 6. Do 60 for each basic water energy card you discarded. Ooh. Prism Tower. Great Hall Net. Shuffle 3 water Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Or choose one or both. And you can shuffle up to 3 water energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. Bro, where was this when Baxcalibur was legal? We got 2 of them. Once during your turn, if it's in the active spot, use this ability, search your deck for a card, shuffle your deck, and then put that card on top. I do have a Zubat. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. This is really good. This seems really good. Mega Pyroar. Here we go. During your opponent's next turn, attacks used by the defending Pokemon do 50 less damage. Okay. Fiery Big Bang. This attack does 10 less damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So it's just a very strong swing. But it's not like... So like thinking about it in a standard point of view, it's not super good. But in sealed, in build and battle, not bad. Not bad. Alright. Let's see what else we got. Poison Point. Venoshock. If this is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, the defending Pokemon is now poisoned. Yeah, not bad. And Venoshock does like 80 damage if they're poisoned. Flip 3 coins, and if any of them are heads, your opponent reveals their hand, and for each heads, choose a card and shuffle it back into your opponent's deck. There's Zubat, Metang, Guard Press, Startling Drop. During your opponent's turn, if this Pokemon is discarded from your deck by an effect of an attack ability or your opponent's Pokemon, or by an effect of your opponent's item or supporter cards, discard top 8 cards of your opponent's deck. Metagross with the 300 damage. Bounce Back's pretty cool too. Target Together, we've seen that effect. Genome Charge. Search your deck for 2 basic Psychic, attach them to this Pokemon and shuffle. And then Psychic is 80 plus 20 more for each energy attached to your opponent's active. Slimy Sliding. When your opponent's active Pokemon retreats, your opponent flips a coin if tails. If tails, energy for its retreat cost is not discarded and they do not switch. Funny. When your opponent's... yeah, and then my next question was, what if I have more than one in play? And then I just didn't read the last line where it says it doesn't stack. I reckon they should have made it stack. Alright, Bubbly Energy. You recover from special conditions and can't be affected by special conditions. Last pack. Alright, let's see what we get. There's our Minchino. I hadn't even thought about... I just assumed that we were going to get a Minchino. There's Minchino. Zubat, Coolden. Search your deck for a basic grass and attach it to this Pokemon. I didn't even read the rest of the effect. I just clicked. Gloomy Garbage. Attacks used by your opponent's active that has a tool attached to 20 less damage. Not bad. But it's still a bit weak. Like, we had Hariyama that reduces damage by 10. And often, like, 10 is enough to be significant. And we still didn't play Hariyama. So I don't really see ourselves playing Garbodor when, like, your opponent can just not have a tool attached. So there's a Transformation Tome. Choose a basic in your discard pile. Switch it with one of your basic in play. Any attached cards, damage counters, special conditions in play, and any other effects remain. Very cool. Another Theraphorn. We got another Ampharos. Nice. Another Mareep. Wait, are they going to let us put 5 Mareep in the deck? That would be so cool. Do not right quill us. Thank you so much, Goliath. So Geostorm. This attack does 30 damage for each psychic energy attached to all of your Pokemon. Okay. Alright, so here's what the interface looks like. Very cool. Very cool. Let's go edit deck. This is so cool. This is so cool. I'm ecstatic that they've gone to the effort of building this mode in. What's good is it orders the cards as well. So, like, I don't have to... You know, well, you play in a pre-release and you like, when I'm deck building, I have to order all my Pokemon, like, into the different types and then try and figure out which ones I want to use and stuff like that. Here, we can, like, tell straight away what ones we can and can't use. Too bad use Pyro. But we do have Cinccino, so we're going to play that. Right? I want to play... We want to go the full 4-4-4 line of Mareep, Flaffy, Ampharos. We could play... We could cheese someone with... I also really like the Crobat, too. Because this is a pretty frustrating ability to begin with, too. Although, I will say, you only get the good effect from nighttime maneuvers if this is in the active spot, right? Like, we know that. But the point is, like, it's not going to be like we can use this ability over and over. But I kind of want it for access to Covert Flight as well. Like it's a good excuse to run Golbat. And then you can just run the Crobat because Poison Soundwave is pretty strong. And then it's also an excuse to run Quillfish as well. Because I think this Pokemon's pretty strong on its own too. It's also really interesting that it's a 40 card deck too. What other dark Pokemon that we have? I wonder if there really is just... Like, maybe there's not enough tools to warrant playing Garbodor. Probably not. And it wouldn't be hard for an opponent to play around it either. So I'm probably not going to bother with that card. Deoxys is kind of interesting because it could just be in there on its own. I'm going to set this one aside too. As like a maybe. I'm not convinced that I need Zubat, Golbat, Crobat. Although I think Covert Flight is pretty good. And I'm very interested in playing this Deoxys because you can Genome Charge to it. I would really like to play Deoxys or Golbat. Yeah, I could just lock it in with Ampharos and Cinccino. But I want to see, like, is there anything else that we could do? Because it's fun to do it. I like Genome Charge. I like this a lot. But I also feel like it's probably going to be a dead card at times. So yeah, it is probably just cut this. I don't think a Mulga is that good. Probably not needed. Probably not needed at all. You probably just get in there with Ampharos and Cinccino, right? You just go, try to only have 3 Ampharos and then finish the game with Cinccino EX, ideally. Let's have a look at the trainers. What other trainers did we get? How many Surfer? We didn't get that many trainers. You like Prism Tower? Prism Tower might be a good call. I think cutting this would be good. Cut one Lightning Energy maybe and go a Prism Tower. That's the plan. This is my very first playthrough of the Build and Battle Kit format. Shady. We're going to try it for the first time. I think this is probably it. I don't really have that much else to want to fit. I don't think I need Rare Candy, given I have like the complete 4/4/4 evolution line. 1/1 Cinccino helps us justify the Ultra Ball. Switch and Surfer are quite good, and I'll take Canary as well, just as a supporter to get stuff out of the deck, right? A quarter of the deck is energy, 14 Pokemon. I think we would just run with this. Let's do it. Okay, we are going to head into our first run. So, I hit play before I could do a deck profile. I was going to do a deck profile on the deck that we built, but I guess we're just going to launch straight into it. So let's do it. So we've built our deck. We opened our kit. We got the Ampharos deck. We built our deck from the 40 provided and the 4 booster packs. The biggest hit was the Cinccino. Let's see if that's enough. Or let's see if anybody else pulled well from their packs. Blueberry, just to give you the really basic rundown, it's kind of like playing a pre-release. You get your kit, you go spend an event token to enter. Your first one's free, so definitely give it a go. You get 1 of 4 kits, you get to open 4 booster packs, you build a 40 card deck, then you start a run, so kind of like playing Hearthstone Arena or something like that, where you try and get 5 wins. I don't know if the run ends after a certain number of losses. I think you probably just play your 5 games, and then you get rewards based on how you did. And you want to try and aim for 3 wins because you get an event token back. So that's what we're going to try and do. Now, we don't want to lead with Cinccino. Obviously, we only have access to 1 Cinccino, and we cannot get that back. Takedown is going to be damaging itself as well, so not ideal. On the other hand, Thunder Wave gives us a chance at paralysis, so not bad. Looks like our opponent has also got the Ampharos deck, but is choosing to play the Emolga. Maybe cutting Emolga was not the best idea because it 30 damage is not insignificant, but it does also remove the energy that you had in play from play. So on the other hand, maybe it's not so good. We're gonna put down. Do I want to? There's like no boss's orders in this set, right? I'm going to put Cinccino down, energy, and then we'll judge. Not much to work with, but we did hit Dawn, so I'll take that, and we'll end our turn. Now, I've got to make a choice next turn. It's very tempting to use Dawn's effect to get the Cinccino EX. Might be a good idea, to be honest. We could go the Cinccino sweep, but on the same token, it would deny the Ampharos. So we've got to think about that. Well, we could disconnect as well. We could disconnect them, which actually matters a little bit. Sky Return. But now they're going to make a choice. What do you put active? You put active the Flaffy, huh? Okay. Ultra Ball is real nice. That means that we can... We don't have to put Cinccino into play just yet. We can go boom, boom, boom. And we've got the Ultra Ball to grab what we need later. Them going first was a big deal. All right, let's hit them with the disconnect. Wait, so the effect is you do 80 more. Oh, I'm just dead anyway. I'm dead to Ampharos anyway. So we might have to promote Minccino. You get more cards as you play. It's not like Slay the Spire where you get to improve your deck as you go. It's like playing a pre-release. You make your deck at the very beginning, and then you see how you go. Lily is always going to be a 6-card draw. Be cool if that's how it worked. Yeah, maybe. All right, we know that Cinccino is in the deck. That's a really unfortunate draw, but I have to do it. We might get cooked by this first mirror match. Because I don't have very much to work with here. To get the extra damage, to get the extra damage, they have to go all the way down to like 1 card in hand. As well, Flashing Bolt says that they can't use the attack on the next turn. So they might be doing nothing here. Okay, alright. Pokepad, let's do it. Bro, where are the Flaffy? Uh-oh. Where are the Flaffy at, though? That's not good. Okay. It's going to be a 4-hit KO, but that's fine. Now they get 2 Flashing Bolts on successive turns, but we have the Smooth Coat. So we'll see. We might just get lucky, which playing to the coin flip odds is always a viable strategy in a sealed format like this. So let's see what they do. They certainly got their setup much better than ours. Between Canary and all the cards that they drew, Judge. So, here's like probably a very small thing. Even though Energized Slap can do more damage if you keep attaching energy to it, you have to balance it out between like the fact that we might lose the Cinccino next turn. If you think about it a different way, Thunder Wave can paralyze. So I'm inclined like to do this, and then we'll Energize Slap. There's a couple of things there, right? Versus as we knock out this, and then we face down the next Ampharos, there is still also the chance that Smooth Coat activates and we don't get knocked out. And then because I don't have like that many energy attached to Cinccino, I can never get the one shot on the Ampharos, but I only need to attach 1 energy to guarantee the 2-hit KO. So, you only need to have 1 energy attached to Cinccino on this turn. And it's much better to attach to the Mareep on the bench, which needs 2 energy in order to attack. Flaffy out of the prizes is pretty big too. We can have a think about what we want to power up. So we're hoping that the coin flip goes our way. Please. Good. Good. Okay. Okay. Wait. I thought the coin flip went our way. Oh, it has to. Did it have to be the other way? Okay. My bad. My bad. Okay. Well, we're gonna be on struggle street here for a little bit. If I don't paralyze them, they just retreat to this Ampharos and win. So we have to paralyze them. Which is a little bit unfortunate that we have to play it out like this. 'Tis a little unfortunate, but we have to get 2 paralysis flips now. GG. No! We lost our first game? Dang. Now I wish I'd put the Deoxys in my deck. This is why you do have to overcomplicate it. Otherwise it comes down to this. 0-3 coin flips? Yeah, that's true. We got cooked! Cooked on flips. Let's have a bit of a think. Does it? Okay, let's see if it lets us edit the deck between games. It does. That's good. So we can change our mind about the list. You can even, like, tech for... Yeah, if you go, like, 4-0, maybe you tech for, like, EXs and stuff. That's pretty interesting. I actually really want to put this Deoxys in. Being able to prevent abilities sounds really good. And then to support it, I think what I want is... I'm going to cut, like, these. And I'm going to add Emolga. And then I need to find room for the energies, too. Something like this. Prizing an energy would be really sad. But we should definitely do it because you only need 1 lightning energy for all of the evolution line's attacks. So splashing a psychic Pokemon in seems like a good idea to me. I might put in this Deoxys too. So I gotta find 3 cuts. Maybe I can cut an Emolga? Actually, it'd be really bad to open with this Deoxys. Oh, wait, sorry. This Deoxys is the card that I want to put in. And then, like, you can just easily put this Deoxys in as well. Yeah, Switch and Surfer as well. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's not cooked. But I gotta find 3 cards to cut from the list. Maybe I do just get rid of that Deoxys. Maybe we risk it. Go real lean on the energies. I actually don't see myself being able to use Prism Tower very well. Having to discard the cards that you've got in hand is a bit tough. So I might try this. Let's see. It's really cool that it lets you edit your deck between games and try different ideas. That's very, very cool. Let's run it. Put up the Mareep. Okay. I said put up the Mareep. My opponent's got good cards. Oh no! They're going to Genome Charge! Do you think we can get a switch? What are the odds that we find a switch off this Lily? Good or nah? Lily for 6. I'm not going to tempt fate. Do it like this. And then we'll end. Next turn we can disconnect. It's just this Deoxys is really strong on its own. Dang. Yeah, try and stop them. That Deoxys is pretty strong. I think evolving this Flaffy was not the play. But I guess I can play around the idea of drawing Switch off this Lily. I think we'll bench the other Emolga just for deck thinning. And then we'll Lily and play towards the Switch. See if we can find it. We did not. So I think what I do instead is I attach here. Cut our losses. Next turn, Pokepad or Canary. Melbourne Regionals is tomorrow, Emerald. So yeah, attaching to the Flaffy was the Mareep at the beginning was my mistake. And then evolving it was my mistake. But this is good because we do a flat 140. Right? Just Pokepad. Pokepad? Or Canary? My Canary here. We can discard the Emolga. Okay. Very good. Energy. Flashing Bolt. The issue, of course, being that we can't attack next turn with Ampharos, but that's alright. We just chill. 1 in 14 that we draw the Switch. Or a 1 in 7 of drawing it out to switching our active thanks to Surfer. Don't think we'll be manually retreating next turn. That does not seem like the play. Although we could. Because we may not want Ampharos to tank more than one hit. Which, that seems like a fine approach as well, considering my opponent only has, you know, Psy-Speed Deoxys in play. Didn't attack. Just chose not to. Interesting. Is it a Psychic? Yeah, it is. I kind of wonder if I should just be attaching a Cinccino here. Probably. Probably better just to do that. Alright, we chill. Don't really have need to put this Mareep down, but probably should. So it's a pretty scary opening from our opponent. having Genome charge Deoxys in the active spot, but they've failed to do anything else. They didn't even attack last turn, which was a bit unusual. Maybe they just forgot. This mode has the expanded, like, all the other ability markers here, which is interesting. V-Star and GX. Well, it would be cool if they gave us, like, a throwback build and battle kit format. Like, go backwards and do the older sets. Alright, well, my opponent has chosen to lose. Or maybe they disconnected. Maybe they saw me knock out their Deoxys and AFK'd. We got there. Nice. So got to win. We got a pack. Do I get to open it? Do I get to open it? Let's see. Probably not, huh? Yeah, not until I cash out at the end. Which is fair. That's the way that I want it to be, if I'm honest. I don't want to keep opening packs throughout, because I really fear for the consistency of decks at round 5. I like it way better as like a low power format. Way better. Alright, so we get a moment to collect ourselves and think. Is there anything different that we want to do with the deck? Not really. This Deoxys being in here may be a bit much, but I like having an alternate strategy. And we're able to fit this into this deck by way of... It is like a not insignificant investment, like 2 Psychic plus the Deoxys. Like 3 cards is almost 10% of the deck. Plus, like, we changed the structure to include this Emolga as well. But I'm going with it. I like it. Why not use it? I had it in there before. I'm not sure how much I like it. I thought about using it. At the same time, like, I'm thinking about when are the opportunities for me to be able to use it. It is true that you could probably sweep with this if you happen to open with it or had a way to like switch or surf it into it turn 2. So like I'm down to try it, but I'm very dubious about it actually having a significant impact throughout the game. Because I look at this card and I think it's going to be a card that doesn't do anything. You could argue that about this Deoxys as well, but this Deoxys's attacks, like, secondary effect is so strong that I really want to try it. Like, because there's a distinct lack of, like, shuffling your opponent's Pokemon with, like, gusting and whatnot, Psy Protection could be really hard to deal with it. It could be really hard to get around. What I could do is I could try cutting an Emolga for this Deoxys. I'll just try that. We'll see. You just got swept by it. I just destroyed it. So, you know. The deck can fit it. Now that I think about it, I can just cut an Emolga for it. But then it reduces the chance that I open Emolga. So. Going into our 3rd round. I like that you can edit from the cards in your card pool throughout. That's cool. You'll notice I'm not playing any music at the moment because I'm probably going to turn this into some kind of video as being like my first build and battle kit run. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it after as well. Yes, we'll go first. Even though we have, like, Emolga and Deoxys to work with, being able to evolve into Ampharos is almost certainly the way that you want to approach the early game, or at any point in the game. So I see where we've got the mirror match. So if we've got the mirror match, then the thing that I want to do is power up our Deoxys. That's the lesson that I learned from the first round. And the Deoxys that I mean is the one that blocks abilities, because they're going to have a hard time dealing with it. Or at the very least, they can't rely on Ampharos. So this will be interesting. Okay, fine. I'll take it. Sometimes the opponent just disconnects. That's a bit unfortunate. I had a game plan going into that I really wanted to try. So a 2 out of 3. Fantastic. 2 out of 3 games. So what's our reward now? 2 packs. 150 of those credits. I don't think I want to change my deck, so we'll just run it. Dude, I could see myself slinging hours into this mode. This is my jam. Seriously. The 4-1. I want to go for the 5-0. I want the 5-0. This mode is so sick. I totally forgot that it was coming out. Play it with Arboliver or something. Blueberry. But yeah, you're probably not wrong. Okay, Deoxys. Open. This is a really good open for us. And we got the switch in the opening hand too, but like, you would just want this Deoxys. Too slow? That's a shame. Play it like a Ceruledge deck, but Beedrill instead. Put like 4 Carmine in it. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, not bad. So we want the energy. Step 1. We did this. I do this. Canary. Discard this, Deoxys. I probably did that too quickly, actually, but I'm fine with it. Because I think Deoxys might put us in a really good spot. Cinchino's in the deck. No Ampharos. There's only two Ampharos in our list at the moment, so that makes sense. And thankfully for us, both Psychic Energy. Yeah, full turbo I think is the way to go. Just Carmine, Lily. Any cards that just draw cards. All the deck thinning that you can come up with too. Go an energy here. Okay, well, Psychic. Take a prize. Does anybody remember how much damage the Goodra does? Because I don't. Here's an issue with this hand. Where are the energy? Yikes. Goodra is strong. Hello? Hello? I thought Deoxys was meant to be good. Okay, we'll send up Mareep. We have the switch just in case. That is a shame. Poffin. Guja sweep. Sad. Oh no, Guja's too good. Help me. I can't believe I missed a turn of attacking there. That blows. And I'm not going to be able to one-shot the Gudra either. They've got too much going for them in hand. I won't be able to Synchro Pulse and do the extra. Sad way to lose. Yikes! Maybe they deck themselves before we lose. Okay, so we just need them to flip. For us to win the coin flip 10 times in a row. Oh, it doesn't even have to be 10 times because we'll tank one attack. Heads. Sad. Sad. This is not the way it was meant to be! Okay, I think my problem is I discarded this at the very beginning, and I shouldn't have. I should have identified that I was up against Gudra and played towards powering this up. Because with this board, they've got nothing. Okay, well, we're not retreating if we use Surfer. Alright, flip tails. I mean, flip heads. Come on. Good. Good. Okay. Discard a card. Okay. Alright. We've got to watch out about yeah, our card size as well, but we're just relying on heads flips. If we can flip heads twice, we win. There's a 25% chance we win. Just purely off the coin flips. Oh, sad. Sad. We were so close. No, dude. We were so close. Alright, so the thing that I did wrong there was I didn't correctly identify that what I needed was the other Deoxys in order to win that match. I really needed to get this one out. But because I opened with this Deoxys, I was like, I'll just sweep with this. But yeah, now, having played that game, I'm really unimpressed with that Deoxys. So I'm just going to stick to this. I'm going to go back to 3 Emolga. And then we'll run it. So the reason for the Emolga is Minor Errand running will put the Psychic Energies into our hand. If it so happens that we hit that matchup. Otherwise, Emolga is just another 70 HP Lightning Pokemon. Do you want to go first? Yes? Okay, we got the Emolga, and we have Pokepad in hand, so we can think about the matchup once we see what cards flip on their side. Alright, so this is for all the marbles. You really want to win 3 games so you earn the trainer token. And so we're on 2-2 at the moment. Ho-Oh. I do not know the contents of this deck and whether it runs abilities or not. And without reading chat, because I'm just not going to read it, I'm going to try and deduce in my head by looking at this Ho-Oh. It does 130 damage. So to me, this Ho-Oh looks like it could be the main attacker of like a fire build and battle kit deck. I haven't been to any of the pre-releases. I don't know what any of the decks look like. Therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Pokepad. We're going to find the Mareep. We're going to check as well to see if anything's prized. There's one Ampharos prized. No, Ampharos in the hand, so nothing significant. Also, only 1 Psychic Energy to work with too, so going for Deoxys here would be not a good play anyway. We'll just put the Mareep down. I think we start with an energy on the Mareep instead of on the Emolga. So one of the... It's like riding a bicycle where you start to like remember the things that make sense, right? And so like one of the principles of like whether you're playing standard or a limited format like this is that you really need to be looking for getting your energy into play just in time, like just before you need it. So I didn't need the energy on Emolga for that first turn because I'm not attacking that turn, and then I only need 1 energy for this Emolga to do anything. But now we can think about whether we want to do anything with this Emolga. Probably not. I'm probably just going to use Minor Errand running here. Notice they used Hilda here to put Delphox in hand, but still no Fennekin, right? So we can just try and remember that they have a Delphox in hand. We'll use Dawn, because Dawn guarantees that we get the Flaffy. Ampharos is the only stage 2 that we can take, and we might as well take another Mareep. Okay. Boom. We can go energy here, because next turn I might just be attacking with Flaffy, and that might be it. That might be the game, if they don't get anything into play. If nothing, GG. Oh, lucky. What's cool here is we have the Judge as well, so we could do the extra damage too. Unlucky, pal. Sometimes it do be like that. Oh, yes. I'll take it. Take the donk. Because we didn't judge. We identified that they didn't bench any Pokemon. I knew that playing Dawn would just give us exactly what we needed. And then they got cooked. Here's our rewards for winning our 3rd match. And you'll notice this token here, the silver coin, that's the event token. So, by playing these 5 matches, we earned 3 boosters. The purple in-game currency, the one that's used for... That's the one used for buying the in-game items. And we got yeah, we got our tokens so that we can rerun, we can play another run for free. So basically this run of 5 matches has paid for itself. So here's our rewards. Collect them. 50 trainer points. What? Why doesn't it smush them together? Weird. Mega Pyro? Oh yeah, so we just get all the cards that we played the run with too, which is awesome. Oh, what? Oh, because I hit collect all, it just opened the packs. This artwork. Cute. What else did we get? So we got all the cards that we got from our deck, plus like cards that we would have gotten from the booster packs that we opened. Where was this last format? Yeah, nice. Hey, it's Vice from the future. Thought I'd record an outro after the fact now that I've had a little bit more time with the mode. First of all, the mode is fantastic. It's a great alternative way to play the game. No, it's not equatable to playing standard, but that's probably the best part about it. It's great that it mirrors the real-world counterpart for what build and battle kits are as well. It gives structure to new players to work off of, and it's a great way to obtain cards. This mode has been a sorely needed addition to the game to help fill that void left behind when we lost the theme deck metagame in Pokémon TCG Online. The power level is low, but it's fascinating to be able to participate in this microcosm of deck building with very limited resources where other players won't necessarily have access to the same cards as you, and you can't necessarily predict what they'll have either. You can reason that a fire deck probably won't have water Pokemon in it, but you just never know. Beyond that are the stakes. Your goal should be to angle for 3 out of 5 wins in order to earn your entry token back. For a newer player with a fresh account, earning those tokens is a big deal in order to pay for the subsequent event entries and to continue earning packs and resources. Thankfully though, the game overall has made it pretty easy to obtain cards for good decks, and earning extra copies of those already owned cards nets the resources you receive for already earning the maximum. I think the other fascinating aspect to this game mode is sort of the ownership of the deck that you have. Once you open your kit and your sealed packs, you get exactly 5 games and then you're finished with that deck forever. Yeah, you can take those cards into other game modes, but for the purpose of that deck, it is just 5 games, so you gotta make it count. As to the future of the mode, I've read that they'll be running build and battle formats for past sets as well, which they'll presumably rotate through every 2 weeks. It's a great way to keep the mode fresh. I hope they keep going really far back with the sets available. The first kits were released, I think, in 2016, so they could be going for a long time with this. Although I think it's quite a ways off before they'd consider it, I'd love it if they could run an expanded pool of build and battle kits. So like, for example, have all of the build and battle kits available in standard, or maybe all of them in the Scarlet and Violet block, or something like that, so we could experience a wider variety of matchups. And just as another thought too, maybe for the sets that are like extremely old that never had build and battle kits, if they could either design, digital only build and battle kits for those sets, or even just give us like a mode where you don't get given a build and battle kit, but just like 8 booster packs and you make the best deck that you can. I think that would be really fun. In any case, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about the introduction of this new mode. I certainly plan on uploading more runs and attempts with the build and battle kit format, so if you enjoyed, please look forward to the next one. Until then, I'll see you in the next live stream video, so take care and goodbye. Cheers.